Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are exploring the hidden tech behind those massive live event photo walls. We're going to look at how a platform called Pixeva uses automated photo curation to keep bad, awkward, or just plain terrible photos off the big screen at weddings, corporate galas, and parties. I'm incredibly excited to guide you through this explainer because, well, it takes a really complex, anxiety-inducing problem and solves it completely with an elegant, invisible AI bouncer. Okay, let's dive into this. We've literally all been there, right? You're at a gorgeous wedding reception or maybe a fancy corporate networking event, and there's this massive projector screen displaying photos uploaded by guests in real time. You casually look up and suddenly, bam, there is a 30-foot wide, completely blurry, mid-blink photo of you stuffing a hors d'oeuvre into your mouth for the entire room to see. It is the absolute universal dread of the unmoderated live photo wall. Which brings us to Section 3. The event photo problem, unmoderated chaos on the big screen.
And moving right along to Section 4, meet your AI curator, the ultimate VIP bouncer.
So to really grasp why this tech is absolutely crucial, think about the reality for event organizers. Allowing guests to instantly cast their smartphone photos to a live wall, honestly, it's an open invitation to unmoderated chaos. You're dealing with terrible dance floor lighting, weird angles, completely blurry selfies, the whole shebang. Instead of forcing an event planner to sit there and manually approve or deny hundreds of photos, Pixeva uses an AI system that acts like a lightning-fast VIP bouncer. Let's walk through exactly how this invisible bouncer does its job. The whole journey of a single photo happens in literally fractions of a second. Step 1, a guest happily snaps a picture and uploads it. Step 2, the AI intercepts it right at the door and instantly analyzes the faces and overall image quality. Step 3, the photo is officially graded based on some incredibly strict criteria. And finally, Step 4, based on that grade, the photo is either welcomed into the VIP section, the live wall for everyone to see, or it's quietly filtered out and bounced right to the curb. Now, the technical term for this whole operation is auto-culling. Basically, it's the automated process of analyzing and scoring photos to seamlessly filter out low-quality shots before guests ever even lay eyes on them. And you know what I absolutely love about this? It works entirely behind the scenes. You don't need a computer science degree, you don't need to write a single line of code, and you definitely don't need to understand complex facial recognition pipelines. The system just quietly, seamlessly protects your event's visual aesthetic while you actually get to enjoy the party. Section 7. The 100-point grading scale, earning your spot on the screen. So how does this digital bouncer actually decide who gets in? Well, it grades every single photo like a high school test, right? On a scale from 0 to 100. Every photo that arrives at the velvet rope starts with a base score of 70. You can think of it as a solid C grade. From the exact moment it's uploaded, the photo has 70 points sitting in its pocket, just waiting to prove its worth. From here, the AI bouncer meticulously inspects it, and the photo will either earn bonus points for being spectacular or lose points for being a total mess.
First up, the bouncer checks for basic entry requirements. It's exactly like checking IDs at the door. If the image file is suspiciously tiny, like under 50 KB, the system immediately docks it 10 points, recognizing it's probably just a low-resolution thumbnail. And if the file is under 200 kilobytes and the AI doesn't detect any faces at all, ouch, that's a 15-point penalty right there. It completely catches those accidental pocket dials or weird, empty, pixelated screenshots right at the door, way before they ever have a chance to ruin the event's vibe.
But here is a really fun fact from the source material. Videos actually get special treatment. If a guest uploads a video clip instead of a photo, it completely bypasses this strict AI bouncer. Yep, videos are handed an automatic permanent VIP score of 75. Since a video is, a moving memory, the system assumes it's inherently valuable and just gives it a fast pass straight through to the event gallery. Now, what's really interesting about this next section is how it dives into those human understandable metrics the AI uses to dock points. Section 11, Checking Blurs and Closed Eyes, the brutal deductions. To make these deductions, the AI basically mimics human judgment. It evaluates the exact things that make you cringe when you see a bad photo of yourself, mainly sharpness, lighting, and facial expressions. Let's look at the actual scoring table here. Sharpness is a massive factor. If a photo is heavily blurred, meaning it scores below 20 on the AI sharpness scale, it gets hit with an absolutely devastating 40-point deduction. Just slightly soft focus, minus 10 points. But on the flip side, if a guest uploads a beautifully crisp portrait scoring above 80, the system actually rewards it with a sweet 15-point bonus. Lighting is equally critical.
Those pitch-black dance floor pics or blown-out overexposed flash photos, they are slapped with a heavy 25-point penalty. The AI demands good visibility, no exceptions.
And then, oh man, then we have the classic group shot tragedy, blinking. You finally get all 10 bridesmaids together, snap the pic, and half of them have their eyes closed. The AI bouncer hates this just as much as you do. If 75% or more of the faces in a photo have their eyes closed, the photo loses a staggering 35 points. If even 40% of the faces are mid-blink, it still loses 15 points. It aggressively guards against those awkward, sleepy-looking party shots.
The AI even analyzes poses and angles, specifically what's called yaw. If a guest uploads a photo taken from a highly extreme, awkward side angle, we're talking over 65 degrees, it brutally docks 40 points. Even a moderate side angle over 50 degrees will still cost it 20 points. So it actively prevents those wildly unflattering double chin angles or caught-off-guard side profiles from sneaking through. All right, let's move on and see how this translates into real-world control for event planners.
Section 15. Customizing your live wall. You are in control. So all of this grading happens completely automatically, but the event host can actually adjust the strictness of the bouncer depending on the vibe of their event. For example, let's compare the party preset against the corporate preset. If you're hosting a wild 21st birthday or a late-night wedding after-party, you probably want a pretty lenient vibe. Setting the live wall to the party preset means any photo with a score of just 20 or higher gets on screen. It allows for a little bit of fun blur and happy chaos. But if you are running a high-stakes corporate gala, you're going to use the corporate preset, which demands a score of 50 or higher. This strict setting ensures only sharp, well-lit, professional-looking shots make it to the big screen, protecting the brand's overall image.
So, the crucial point is really how far you can push this quality control. For the absolute highest standard, there is a photographer-only tier. If you set the live wall minimum score to 60, you are essentially telling the bouncer to only let in top-tier, flawlessly executed photography. It forces the screen to display only the absolute best, most pristine memories captured that night. Ultimately, what you should take away from this is peace of mind. By leaning on Pixeva's auto-culling, blurry, underexposed, or eyes-closed photos will simply never make it to your big screen. The host can completely step away from the laptop, get out on the dance floor, and just enjoy a flawless, beautiful event, fully knowing the AI bouncer is working tirelessly behind the scenes to curate a perfect visual experience.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. We've seen how strict and perceptive this algorithm can be when it comes to lighting, focus, and open eyes. So be honest with yourself for a second and think about the last 100 photos you took on a night out. If Pixeva's invisible bouncer graded your personal smartphone gallery right now, using these exact rules, how many of your photos would actually survive the velvet rope? It really makes you appreciate the power of automated curation. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer, and as always, keep learning.